you who know me well know that I've always thought too much and usually find a way to get 2 penny worth. It's probably no surprise. I also wanted to say thank you to those deserving in my own words and thought it only right that I started married life as I mean to go on by having the last word. I'd like to take a moment to thank my mum. I know I wasn't the easiest child to bring up, but you've stuck by me through countless traumas. In fact, you're probably delighted to finally get me off your hands.
That's worth laughing about.
My mum is the most amazing person, and as she's taught me to be independent from a very young age, I'm sure Jim would not thank her for this, as I'm also incredibly stubborn as a result. But it has also made me aware that when I did get married, it would be to the right man at the right time, and that is certainly true. I'd also like to thank 2 other special men in my life, my stepdad, Daddy Essex, and my granddad. I'd like to thank you for being the 2 most important men in my life. And I hope you can pass on any tips.
What about me?
And I hope you can pass on any tips to the new very important men in my life, Jim, and my darling boy, Charlie. As many people know, my real dad had never been around. I know these 2 men have stepped into his shoes and outgrown them, and I couldn't ask for anything else. But even though I don't have a so-called dad, I'm lucky to have these 2 better ones instead. I'd also like to thank my baby sister for being there for me all the time, and I don't tell you enough how proud I am of you, and that I love you. And lastly, to my 3 gorgeous children, don't they scrub up well? I thank Jim for giving me 2 of the most beautiful gifts in Tyler and Charlie, and I know he appreciates the role I've given him in Jasmine's life, him being her dad. We also have something else important that starts from today. Not just am I becoming a mum, but so is Jasmine, and I know Jim is proud to have that honour. I know most of you took time off work and travelled a long way to be here, and I want to say how much it means to us that you've shared our day with us. By the way, just to warn you, this could be the start of the most emotional part, so if I start blubbing, which I've already done obviously, feel free to throw me a tissue. And finally, a word or maybe more about my husband. Wow, I can say that now. You know, I always wanted to marry a rich man, and I couldn't have married a richer man than Jim. He's rich in inner strength, understanding and kindness, in forgiveness and patience. He is my everything, and I'm very proud to be Mrs. Lyon. Jim came into my life and completely changed it. More grey hairs and worry lines for a start. In all seriousness, I adore this man, and as many of you know how dodgy Jim's timekeeping can be, the fact he turned up on time today is a pretty hopeful sign that he feels the same about me. He is my biggest supporter, my best friend, and now my husband. He has been everything to me, my partner, my best friend, and my soulmate. Not to mention my chauffeur, my babysitter, my butler, and my banker. That was banker. And here he stands today as my husband. How fantastically lucky I am to get that all in one person. They say you don't marry the man you can live with, you marry the man you can't live without. And that for me, that's Jim. And finally, I'd like to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you for being with us today. A wedding can happen anywhere and at any time, but it can only be a true celebration when all the people you love are there to share with us. So you really have made our day.